This is my commentary for the rebalanced Nabad level from the upcoming Doom Eternal LavaMod. Nabad has always been a level I was never really felt strong about. It always struck me as a really uneven level. Part of why I never liked it was because there's like many dull spots where nothing happens. The other part is that there's almost no pickups in the original level. I guess to force you to chainsaw, but none of the other levels are like that, which is strange. Right off the bat, we've got some health. Just like in the Super Gore Nest level I showed off, there's a little thing right behind you when you start, so you're not completely screwed if you start with no health from the previous level, which of course was a boss level. Here I'm showing off that I removed one of the secret switches because I felt it was a little unfair to have some secrets right at the start. Right here I'm showing off like a little waterfall. I almost don't even think I noticed this the first time I ever played this level, just because there's no point to this tunnel. But by putting the shells there, it shows off some stuff. And well, what do we have here? Some secret floating platforms right behind one of Hugo Martin's million invisible walls. How interesting. Now I wonder where the switch for this could be. Now, anybody who's played this level knows that this spot over here is the point of no return. So where could the switch for this secret possibly be? I mean, how are we going to get past an invisible wall, after all? I gotta say, the biggest, not the biggest challenge, but like the most fun I had making this level was finding cool spots for secrets. Out there, you'll see the switch, and like the previous video I showed this off, I actually found out how to make them not activate, more than once. So you're gonna see, right up here, a portal spawns. Right in this little unused side area that is otherwise useless, you can just jump right into the portal and go into the secret. Just a nice little thing. I also set up a little flag so that it shows secret found when you do it. For some reason I haven't been able to get to like repeat after collecting it once. Here I'm showing off, I actually, all the out of bounds areas in this level have no clipping, so I actually had to make my own custom invisible walls, and I had to make a custom death teleporter if you fall. So right off the bat, you can see I got 100 armor. I actually found out how to edit the mega health and mega armor, so they only give 100 health and armor. And 5 rockets, just little 5 rare rocket ammo type to start off the level with. Ordinarily, you'd only get shells and bullets, and if you know what's coming up, you can know why that'd be a problem. This is part of why I think having pickups in the actual levels can make the levels more interesting to play through. You get the secret with the collectible, and in here we have 5 little cell pickups. That's 100 cells to fight the Marauder and the other enemies with. Yeah, if you heard correctly, yeah, and you see that. So I was able to find out how to get rid of the stupid headshot sound for the hell zombies, and I also found out, I finally figured out how to get rid of ammo pickups from a chainsaw kill. So, that's cool. I still got it on famine mode, because I still don't know how to do the, how to remove the armor drops in the flame belch, but I know somebody does have a mod that does that. Unfortunately, deleted their account on Discord, so I don't know, I can't credit who it was. And I gotta say, I really do like how combat flows much better when they don't blink when they're in the stagger state. It makes it feel so much more fluid. Off to the sides, I put some little bonus healths because I know the Marauder can be tough. But they also serve another purpose. They're actually signposts for a super hidden secret. A secret you probably wouldn't even found if I hadn't showed it off in this commentary. It's visible from both sides, of course. Now, what the hell does this weird switch do? The switch only visible in one little tiny spot of the level. Why, here we go. We've got a floating platform pathway to a BFG cell. That's right, boys. We croc now. Here, I'm just wasting some BFG ammo so I can, if I could really start the level for real with BFG ammo. Now, unfortunately, this is not a stress test run like I did with the Super Gore Nest level. This is just a casual playthrough, so, I do die in this footage, although I'm pretty sure I edited out the deaths, and I do use the grenades and the flame belch when I didn't in the last level, and I do have to go noob mode and use the BFG, unfortunately. But that was for the sake of this commentary, to make it a bit easier on myself. I hate this encounter right here because, yeah, I didn't find out until many playthroughs, but it intentionally puts those zombie tier 3s back there just so they can shoot their projectiles and make him summon the dog, the spirit dog thing. Somebody did find out a way to mod it so he doesn't do that from an enemy fire, only player fire. I'm gonna have to look up how that person did that because I really hate that stupid thing, especially knowing it's intentionally designed. This arena is a bit awkward to fight in. It looks like I'm gonna die, but you know, like I said, this is not a true stress test run. Just abusing the Marauder BFG weakness if you shoot him with the super shotgun first. So that's the intro area. I had a little more shells than I should have had, and I didn't have a lot of bullets left. How I designed this arena is that you start out with some shells and some bullets. The rest of the bullets and shells are actually past the Marauder. So if you're running low on ammo from the first wave of enemies, you actually have to use the meat hook to get past the Marauder to get to the remaining ammo. Now in this little secret, I used to have the 5 rockets here till I moved them to the intro, but I added a 50 armor there just to make it a little more worthwhile, you know? Every secret should have something besides a stupid album or toy that you're only ever going to look at once. Just add replay value to these levels. Now this is an unfortunate glitch I've been running into whenever I playtest this level. For some reason the Mancubus, the Imp, and the Zombie that spawn here, they die. I have no idea why. I assume it might have something to do with the going to that secret, or maybe even just spawning them early and running away. I don't know what the deal is, but they just die, so I had to simulate the ammo I would have used on them. Yeah, I'm just wasting some extra shells because I realized at this point I should have had them from the Marauder fight. Now, I could go forward here, but, you know, this spot that's otherwise completely unused in vanilla, as you'll see on the map, not a single collectible or anything, I'm going to go over here because, as it turns out, here's a new secret, just a little skull switch. Now, there's two kinds of switches in Doom Eternal. There's the skull switches and the wall switches. The skull switches are easier to place, but I think the wall switches would be harder to find. And that spawns a haste in the arena, right over King Novik's head. Before I go in there, I'm going to just go into no-clip and show off what the arena looks like. I've never been big on this arena because, if you think about the layout, it's just a big flat rectangle with an upper level, and I mean, think about it, in classic Doom that'd be really boring. In the vanilla level, the only ammo in this entire arena is in these two little alcoves you probably won't even go into through main gameplay, one of each ammo type. For the shell and the ammo, I've actually moved them to the pool area. For the rocket and the cell, I moved one up onto this pillar, and I moved the cell into this little cluster of cells. I actually had the health bonuses right by the statue, but I found they were too hard to access during normal gameplay. So I moved them. I am going to have to move their spawn coordinates to fix them, though. For this arena, I actually have the bullets closer to the entrance, and I have the shells farther away from the entrance. I know players are usually inclined to use the super shotgun, so I figure that's a little psychological motive. If you want the shells, you're going to have to run past everything. You have to look for them. I have 4 cells here. Like I was trying to say earlier, I found out that 4 cells is about equivalent to what 100 cells would be in Classic Doom, because I said you get 10 shells in Classic Doom, 8 in New Doom, and I have 40 bullets in New Doom, and it used to be 50 bullets. So 4 rockets and 4 cells, totaling 80 cells worth of plasma shots. That is about right. You can see the rockets. I have them set up in a little parkour style. You can actually get all 4 in one pathway. Going with Hugo Martin's analogy about the whole levels being skate parks. Actually, I should have the rockets in those corners right where I pointed the precision bolt. Here we see the shells. Yeah, like I said, the shells are placed at the far end of the arena, so you actually have to run for them if you're running low from the previous fights. I used to have 2 bullets. I used to have like this nice little mural kind of thing with like the stained glass windows and the ammo, but I did remove them because in my playtest I had way too much ammo. Right here you can see me just reloading from a death. Yeah, fucking Prowler got me. I hate those guys. I find this arena very hard to balance because there's an RNG element to it. Here I'm showing off the rocket parkour thing. You can get all 4 rockets in one go. I'm not going to get the haste just because I still haven't figured out how to get rid of infinite ammo on it yet. I haven't manually added each declare file to it, and it just didn't work. But like I was saying, it's hard to like balance this arena for manual pickups because, you know, there's RNG to the enemy spawns. I've had 2 Cyber Mancubi, I've had like a Cacodemon and a Pain Elemental, I've had Dread Knights, so you never know what he's going to spawn. And the problem with this is that I usually end up with either too many cells or too many bullets. I usually have to use all the cells and rockets to kill the Archvile, but it is annoying. You just can't balance for it very well. And yeah, one of the things I do try to balance for this mod, because I know Hugo Martin's his smug comments, "Oh, you just want to run around with the super shotgun and shoot the Mancubus in the belly." I really want to, you know, I want to disprove that straw man. I want to prove that Doom Eternal can be played, you know, with manual ammo, with no chainsaw fun zone bullshit, but you can, you know, still not have super shotgun ammo. I think I talked about this in Super Gore Nest, but in the Super Gore Nest, it is impossible to beat the level with only the super shotgun. You will run out in every arena and either have to use a plasma rifle, rocket launcher, or the chain gun. Each arena is balanced so that you just can't use one weapon the whole time. You will run out, and it works out pretty well. You can see me missing a ballista shot there. Not ballista, arbalest. For some reason they call the arbalest the Gauss rifle ballista in the internal files. Not sure what that's not sure what that's about. Gauss cannon? No, I actually think it is Gauss rifle in the declare files. Gauss _ rifle _ ballista. Here I'm going to show off the secrets in this arena. Just picking up a useless chainsaw fuel I'm not going to use in this video. Like I said, I want the chainsaw to be your panic button weapon. If you're about to die, you can still save yourself if you do it. I actually went back and I played Classic Doom a little. Even against the regular zombies, I find that, like, the shotgun is still not long range enough, even with all the tweaks I gave it. I really can't make it any more efficient, so I guess zombies in this are stronger than the zombie men in Classic Doom. I kind of want to place these bullets a little farther from the wall, like maybe around like the step of the stairs, because I always find I never pick them up when I need to. I don't quite remember what I was doing at this point. Oh wait, that's right, I'm showing off the secret. This secret's pretty tricky, so I gave you a nice reward for it. One thing I don't think I ever noticed till I started doing these rebalances is that the torch by the statue is not lit, and that's one of the that's one of like the secret cues. Now here you'll see, if you listen carefully, you can actually hear the gate open. I was able to find out how to remove the spectacle cameras. They're called spectacle _ camera, and the declare and the entities file. And there I was able to see, this is actually a 2-part thing. I was able to get the camera removed, and I was able to keep the weight that drops. Now, unfortunately, there is a glitch with the weight. If you walk into it, you clip through it. But oddly enough, it does have physics, so you walk through it, but it still pushes. I'm gonna have to see if that can be fixed, but I really feel like the levels feel more natural and organic when you don't get the camera taken away from your control. Imagine if Half-Life 2 was like that. It'd be so awkward. Now, in the secret encounter, I added 3 rockets. I added 1 shell pickup. I probably could get rid of it, considering I always end up with too many shells. I was able to get rid of the camera on that. I mean, it's right next to you. Why would you need that camera telling you? And here we got 80 cells. We got 4 rockets on the other side. We got 80 cells from this. 80 cells for the, you can either use like 2 arbalist shots on the Pain Elemental, 1 on the Cacodemon, maybe 1 for the dude, the Doom Hunter dude. I'm just wasting the ammo to simulate it. This is what I do in place of actually, I don't know, starting a new save file. It probably is a way to make it that you could always spawn in the secret encounter, but like you do with the Slayer gates, but I don't feel like it. We're about to come up to the water section now, I believe. I've made some pretty significant changes to swimming in this mod. I mean, significant in that how they're balanced rather than how they're... I still haven't found out how to get you able to shoot guns underwater. I think that would make it a lot more like classic Quake. Right off the bat, you can see I moved the first pickup. Like, there's really no reason to have it there. I mean, because how much health are you going to lose from this? So, I'm going to go drain the water from this little gate. And just like that, the camera doesn't get taken away from you. So, you actually do lose, I think, about, what, 5 of your rad suit points? Maybe 10 if you don't have it. So, I mean, like, you get, like, weird temporarily invincibility when the camera's taken away from you, so I just... Oh yeah, and right here, here's the other change I made. They don't respawn immediately anymore. I couldn't make it that they didn't respawn because, you know, you gotta fast travel and stuff. So how I set it up is that they take 20 minutes to respawn now. So you actually have to strategize. You can't waste these rad suit pickups anymore. Here's where I moved the other pickup. I moved in this tunnel just in case you were running low. I never want to remove an entity from like an entity death from a level. I just want to move it. You'll see me do something interesting later with that. For this little fight, I actually added a cacodemon just because there's so much verticality to this little courtyard arena. It's like, I don't know, just put something high up to do something. I might have also been able to put lost souls there, but for now this is okay. I had some balancing issues with this though. I used to have the shells in the hallway and like a 25 health here, and I used to have 80 bullets where those 2 health bonuses are, but I changed those to health bonuses because I was always having way too much bullets. Even right now you can see I have 226 bullets, so that's a lot. Here you can see 2 cells I added to like the little toy secret. I always find like a habit of putting 40 cells in each secret. I probably should mix it up with like rockets and health. I don't think I added any health to the secrets in this level. I added 1 token, 25 health in that Super Gore Nest secret with the blue key. And right here, you, instead of a stupid camera showing you exactly where that obvious secret is, you just hear the gate open. Just like in classic Doom, when you'd hear like a faraway lift trigger when you go over a certain line depth, like in E1M1 zigzag room. So I'm going to go into the creation chamber, but before that I'm going to collect some armor. You know, my thought process is, if there's a cool spot you can get to, there should be something to reward your trouble. Now, if you've been watching this, if you've been subscribed to this channel, you would have seen I had a skull switch down there to trigger an onslaught in the next arena, but that's gone now. Where did it go? I'm searching the arena for it. I realized I couldn't have it down there just because the extra life. Even if you... I still haven't found out how to mod extra lives out of the game yet, but... yeah, even if you do have those, it's kind of stupid to have 2 semi-secrets in one place. So, where is the trigger for that secret? Would you believe I found an even harder to find spot? You stop right here and look up. Yeah, right in this weird spot, this little tiny space in between like the room and this archway. Really awkward design in software. What were you thinking? Yeah, you shoot that switch and that's what triggers the onslaught now. So, I don't know. Again, you probably wouldn't have found that if I didn't show it to you, but again, that adds a nice little power up to an arena that's pretty hard normally. You know, I find using secrets for power-ups is a great compromise, because, you know, there's not nearly enough power-ups in the vanilla game, so it makes these arenas easier without making them too easy, because you still got to look for them. This arena is very hard, mostly because this pain elemental bastard over here. I'm not going to get the power-ups because I want to really show you how the levels should be played if you hadn't gotten them. There's a generous amount of cells, 120. It's because I find myself balancing them differently depending on if there's heavies or super heavies. This arena's got many super heavy demons, so I have a little bit more ammo than normal. I usually put 24 shells in each arena. This one I put 32. I don't know if I show this off yet. Oh, yep, here I go. So here's a noose. Not a secret, but like a semi-secret. You actually, those archways that were previously just worthless decoration actually have a context now. You gotta climb onto them to get that mega armor. I love doing stuff like that. I love adding context to stuff that's otherwise just not used in the vanilla game. It really makes these levels feel more alive. Those little platforms are actually pretty tricky to climb too, because you don't stand on them, you slip off pretty quickly. So you gotta like jump really quickly. It's not that hard, but you know, if you're not expecting it. Auto shotgun I don't actually use that much in this footage, so I'll just tell you the big change I made. Instead of shooting 7 pellets like the primary fire, I actually brought it back to 10 pellets like the vanilla version. But the damage is adjusted, so I think instead of 84 damage per shot with a 420 cap, it's I think 59 damage each pellet with the 420 cap. I feel like having an odd number of pellets made it too RNG. Having the extra pellets really does make it more useful against enemies now, without making it do that much more damage. This arena's almost over. Now, I was able to find out how to get rid of invisible, respawning enemies in every level except this one. For some reason, the zombies just infinitely respawn, even though I set them not to, and the maintain AI count for each encounter. So I don't know what that's about, to be honest. Just the other shell pickup I find. I really like how the ammo placements in this little arena came out. Just, you know, going with the whole skate park thing. It's one pathway you can get most of these stuff. I added like the plasma cells to the far corners that are otherwise completely unused in vanilla. I don't even think I even went on these ledges when I ever played this level earlier. And when you figure you could just stand in one spot and chainsaw the enemies whenever they get close. 4 rockets on this little thing. Pretty generous with the rockets in this arena overall. 6, where I said the mean number should be about 4. 4 rockets is about equivalent to 1 shell pickup. I'm actually thinking about putting less shells and more rockets in some arenas, just because I find myself getting into like this routine of like three shell pickups, 4 bullet pickups, and stuff. So here we go to the useless sewer part that has no enemies, and oh, what's this? Enemies. That's right, in an arena this area that used to have nothing, I added enemies, because I figured it's the perfect spot for them. I've actually gotten much better at adding new encounters to these previously existing levels. I found out exactly how you can create hitboxes for the triggers. You set like clip model box, and then you use the X, Y, and Z coordinates from either this shootable or destructible entities. The same stuff you use to like break the chains to activate stuff. That shield soldier, there aren't shield enemies in this level in vanilla, but I actually found out unused entities where they could be. Earlier runs I used to have 2 zombies there, but I figure, you know, the shield enemy, if you run backwards, it gets the point across much better. I used to want to have a Spectre here that like ran up and killed 3 zombies while you go down the elevator, but I found out he wasn't actually tall enough. The Revenant actually works out well, because I found out like he'll shoot at you and you'll be inclined to go up this incline where you'll find a zombie blaster, who's also not used in this level normally, and you have to duck in and out of these tunnels to kill him without getting hit by the rockets. It's just a nice way to make this level a bit more interactive. You know, this is like a 2-minute stretch where nothing happens in vanilla. Here we got just another little Lost Soul shooting gallery, more than I had in Super Gore Nest. I want to set it up that you can kill them with 2 remote detonations each side. I got to work on placing them better. I don't know. So we got the underwater section. It really isn't that much more difficult. You'll see the camera doesn't get it taken away from you. It feels a lot more immersive when it actually goes. You actually see it rising with you, or lowering with you in it. I added some 10 health bonuses to these breakable walls too, because I feel like there's a nice, like, weird psychological aspect to breaking open the destructible wall and finding a little goodie inside. I don't know, it just feels really rewarding, and I can't explain why. It's just so satisfying. And use the time to collect some extra bonus items I put down here. You know, I just think it's like, I mean, look, I have 53 rad suit points left. I don't even need to get more. And there's a little problem here. If you dash too fast, you can actually hit that punchable thing that spawns in before the block gets there. So that is one major glitch I got to work on. But let me just collect this little goodie I found in the destructible wall thing. And let me just punch this thing in this completely unused part of the level where no enemies spawn in. And what's this? Enemies spawning in where there used to be no enemies? That's right, I turned this drained sewer part into an actual combat arena. I felt like it was a really perfect place for enemies, because I just felt because you see me using the meat hook. You got a meat hook up to the Revenant. You kill the Revenant. I actually even found out how to put the barriers that keep you from exiting the arena early. But yeah, I really had fun with this idea, because I really don't feel like there are a lot of vertical arenas in this level. I mean, this game. Doom 2016 had one where you go downwards in like an air vent shaft in the Vega core processing level. There's some imps to fight. It's just like a cool little gimmick fight where you have to shoot down. This is like the opposite. You got to shoot upwards as you like fight the enemies. I actually want to have a Mancubus spawn in too, like a regular Mancubus spawn in, but he would keep going past the barrier into the hallway, and I couldn't explain why. So but overall, I think this, I was just testing to see if that ammo was going to respond, because I forgot it, I removed the responding on the ammo. But yeah, I just really like the idea of like a vertical fight. There aren't many of those. What's this? Is that an enemy I hear? That's right, a little shield enemy. Now, I found that shield enemies are very good for policing playstyles. If you have too many cells from a previous arena, then, you know, that's at least 10 cells you're going to have to use to kill them. I think they take exactly 9, but you're going to use 10 anyway, maybe even more. I feel like every room should have at least one enemy to fight, because otherwise it's a wasted room. I really don't get that about New Doom. If you think back to classic Doom, almost every inch of the level had something to do. An enemy to fight, an item to pick up, and just with New Doom, with Eternal Doom and Eternal Doom and Doom Eternal, no which one's in this game, no siree. In Doom Eternal, there's just a lot of dull areas, and Nabad is easily the worst. I actually never been a fan of this Slayer Gate, and in these playtest runs, I really hate them. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to keep the same item emplacements between this one and the Super Gore Nest. I might have to go back and look at them. I did have to add a lot more ammo to this arena just from how many more enemies there are. Would you believe that the first, I guess the first Slayer Gate type that you see in Exaltia and... Oh crap, I can't remember the other level was in. I think it was... No, it wasn't Mars Car. It was our complex. Yeah, the Slayer Gate in those levels actually have just enough ammo that you can kill the enemies with LavaMod. So that was a nice surprise I found out. I didn't have to add any ammo to those, but they were already well balanced. The second and third types I did have to add more ammo too. I don't know why that cells pickup's floating. I'm going to have to figure out which entity that is and fix that. No, but this is the reason why I hate this stupid encounter. I almost died there, by the way. It's just like, it's nothing but prowlers and whiplash enemies, and it's like, you've got to figure these Slayer Gates are supposed to be like these big epic battles, and it's like, here's some annoying enemies that just keep teleporting around. I don't know, I just find it really boring. The Archvile, I don't even believe is programmed to spawn in enemies in this arena, so he's just kind of wasted. I just don't get it. And even when there's a Tyrant, you only fight one Tyrant, whereas, I think in the last 2 encounters, you fight at least 2 Tyrants. Or if you don't, you fight 2 Tyrants in the first, in the Arc Complex arena. So it's like, I was actually thinking about making my own custom Slayer Gate. I was going to have like maybe one of each enemy you fought up until this point. You have like a double Doom Hunter battle, you have a Marauder fight. I just want it to be like a gauntlet of sorts, and it ends with, I guess, like a big Tyrant fight or something. Maybe 3 Tyrants at once, like the Easter egg in Super Gore Nest. Because I feel like the final Slayer Gate should be special, but look at this. This is annoying. I just have to like abuse the monkey bars and abuse mid-air control so they don't teleport behind me and kill me. Even with the health and armor I added, it really isn't enough. Look at that, just teleporting around. It's an annoying fucking fight. This whole level, Nabad just feels like... It feels like they ran out of time to make it good or something, between the lack of pickups and the somewhat boring arenas that aren't very interesting to fight in. And that's the sad thing, I can't even make the arenas that much better to fight in. All I can do is like add more enemies, and maybe some monkey bars. There is a way to add monkey bars to this level, or any level. And some people even found ways to add them to previously existing arenas, so that's pretty cool. I haven't tried anything like that yet, just because I don't know how... I've never really had an arena where more monkey bars might have helped. You see me using the... I really like how the sticky bombs turned out. They've become like the best way to take out these stupid fucking enemies, because they stick to the enemies like the Arbalest. They're the most practical use of shotgun shells against these enemies. Even with the chain gun, it's not very good to fight them. And the heavy cannon's too precise now, so like how fast they move, it is hard to hit them. I did notice sometimes the sticky bombs kill them faster. I gotta see if they're doing headshot damage, because I have this weird theory they're doing headshot damage when they're not supposed to. I've actually 2-shotted the whiplashes. It's supposed to take 4. I think I've actually nerfed the sticky bomb since the Super Gore Nest level. I think it used to do 600 damage, now it does 500. I did that to give it more parity with the shotgun, I guess. It still takes one less, yeah, I'm just abusing the BFG just to weaken this Tyrant. And yet, as you're about to see, it doesn't go as planned. Oh, that was a nice dodge, though. I'm really impressed even looking back on the footage. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Good luck is not the last. Yeah, look at this. This final arena, you're just fighting fodder. It's kind of sad. Yeah, so this is... Unfortunately, I had to slap on God mode at this point. Or maybe not this point, maybe a little later, but... I know you probably, the Doom Eternal stands who are subscribed to Under the Mayo and Midnight, probably going to be in the comments saying, I'm a loser and I should fucking kill myself for being bad at a computer game, but... I mean, let's face it, this fight's annoying. I'm not going to... I think... Well, this is actually my third... It's actually my third take recording this. My first take, most of my commentary didn't record for some reason. I did it live. The second take, some shit fucked up, and it was actually good because I was able to get rid of the spectacle cameras. I was actually thinking about removing the teleport at the end of the Slayer gate and giving you a manual teleport, but I got to figure out how to do that. It would let you pick up the ammo if you didn't collect them all. It just let you exit at your own pace. See, I still had God mode on, so I had to replay the entire level using the kill all monsters command and no clip to get back. Unfortunately, I did kill 2 enemies with that somehow, even though I was pointing at nothing. I had to waste the BFG ammo. This fight, I've never really liked this fight, but funny enough, when I recorded for the YouTube, I ended up playing much better. Like, I've had times where I've died 5 times in a row in this arena, yet whenever I record it for YouTube, it's like I suddenly get good at this arena for some reason. Now, the big problem with this arena is that there's an archvile in it, and believe it or not, the archvile actually can summon enemies in this part. The problem is it's like completely random, and I've had times where it spawns in, and then I've had times where I just sit with God mode on in a corner. I put on the timescale command, and he never spawns stuff. Some little diagonal shells I added on that side to go with the diagonal shells that are in there in vanilla on the other side. Some of the vanilla ammo placement in this arena is really fucking weird. I didn't bother moving any ammo in this, I believe. We did add an extra cell to that little bottom area. I actually run out of bullets there. I gotta go to the ground level and pick some more bullets up. This is what I want. If you run out of ammo, you actually have to go looking for it. But because the levels are laid out pretty well, you don't have to go that far away from the combat. But yeah, I usually end this arena with like maybe 24 more shells than I end up needing, just because it's like, I don't know. And there's like a little parkour cell you can get. That's the 4 cells. I think there's actually 7 rockets in this arena. 3 that were... Wait, no. Actually, no. There's 8 rockets. One of which is there is vanilla. Because, like I said, you got to balance it for the enemies that spawn in. The problem is it's hard for them to deliberately spawn in. In this otherwise unused room, I made it a sort of safe room that's unsafe. I have 2 lost souls here. Here's some goodies. But coming up next is a little cacodemon. He spawns in this otherwise unused tunnel. It's just something to do. He's not that hard to fight, but, he's there. It's something. Just an otherwise unused area. Now, I originally wanted to have, oh yeah, by the way, he can get stuck on these barrels, even though he's nowhere near them. This arena is glitchy. What happens is there's no traversal arena for this little area, so if I want to have a gargoyle and imp spawn in, but they just end up dying upon spawning, because there's nowhere for them to go. They don't, there's no traversal data, so it sucks, but I was able to find a way around it. And it did add more token lost souls to this level. Not enough lost souls in vanilla. Just not a very hard enemy to fight. It's me just simulating the Marauder secret encounter. Actually wasted some cells I didn't need to waste. Yeah, I realized at this point I would actually have a lot less health too. So, yeah, there we go. Fortunately, I didn't collect the health, so it's there for it and I need it. Which is good, the glory killing, some people like the glory killing, I don't. So, I'm a purist. By default, it'll be set up purist. But, let me just run into this otherwise unused empty space with the Titan. What's that I hear? Enemies. That's right, another fucking unused area in vanilla. where you could have a nice enemy encounter, I added enemies. So it's almost like a two-part fight between the upper arena up there, where the real fight starts, and some fodder down here. You can see I showed off working on like an experimental thing. I found out how to alter the stagger states and falter states. I want to try to make the Cacodemon stunlock like you could in DOS Doom. And some little goodies in this otherwise unused part that I think just has a battery and one of those floating codex pickups. Just one of each ammo type. You got 2 of each things, and you got 4 rockets. Just to be extra generous. I technically consider those rockets a secret. Here I have a little health, 25 health. You know, it's for that arena, because in vanilla I always find myself running out like a coward away from the Marauder and fighting him on the more flat terrain out there. That's a little health there, just, you know, just in case you're about to die. It's something to help you in a semi-obscure location that's otherwise unused. Here we have a semi-secret mega health. You got a parkour to get it. You can get it from the main arena too, but it gives context to that little archway that's otherwise unused. Here we got a little toy secret. I had 40 cells. Now there's almost no cells in vanilla. I find these little 40 cell secrets actually do add up. Now I used to have the 25 health over here, but I never actually found it in my test runs, even though I knew it was there. So I added something a little more interesting. A skull switch. Now I even placed it in such that you can't actually see it from the Praetor suit token. It's just a little obscure spot. And what does that do? What does that weird switch activate? Oh, look at that. It's a Berserk pickup. You know, for all those people like Skill Up who complained about, an Upper Echelon Gaming who complained about Doom Eternal's Marauders, this one goes out to you. Because the funny thing is that building over there, I originally want to have the a shootable target. Oh. No comment. Okay, actually I want to have it much bigger, but for some reason that screwed with its hitboxes, so I had to make it regular size. I almost think it's funnier that way. I actually want to make it an Easter egg he summons during the main fight, but this fight actually does get scored into the combat encounter gauge at the top right, so I was worried having one little lone tentacle spawn would screw things up. And like I said with the shield and soldier enemies, shield and blaster enemies, that tentacles aren't in this level in vanilla, so unless they're planning on them for the master level, they're otherwise unused. I'm not going to get the Berserk this time. So it's like between the upper arena and lower arena, there's quite a bit of ammo. I actually had to reduce the ammo in the upper arena just because the lower fight ended up easier than I expected. I did remove a pain elemental from it at one point. I think I also had a Cyberman Incubus at one point, but I realized, you know, Unlike id Software, I feel like there should be pacing. You know, this is the main fight. That other thing was the pre-fight, I guess. The problem with like UAC Atlantica and like the Halt, you have all these arenas that go on for way too fucking long that are just filled with heavy demons out the ass. They just spam hard enemies, and I found when I add new enemies to these arenas, here you see me do the meat hook with the extra long meat hook I added. Ordinarily, it's dangerous to do that against a Marauder, but because the dog's already out, I can safely do it. He won't spawn a second one. This is a very annoying fight. Now, somebody actually found out a way to mod the Marauder to always get stunned by exactly 1 damage. I had something similar to that. I had it set to like maybe 1 pellet's worth of damage, but I found that even in test runs, when he's running up the slope and he gets hit, he would still not stun. You see me go for the I think I talked about this. I put back their remote detonation weakness. If you shoot the remote detonation behind them, it hurts them, and you could do, if you're quick enough, you could do 1 ballista shot. But it is more difficult than you think, so it's not a noob strategy. It is just an interesting way to fight them. A user by the name of Durandal actually found out an interesting, who, by the way, helped me figure out the Cacodemon grenade weakness thing. He actually found out a way to make the Destroyer Blade hurt the Marauder, even when his shield's up. So I had to check that mod out sometime, because I really love a way for the Marauder to be a little more flexible with how you can fight him. I actually experimented with the dash smash from the chain gun shield, and believe it or not, that's actually the one attack that ignores him. For some reason, when I did that and set it to falter, it would damage him. So unfortunately, that did make him a little too easy, so I'll have to balance that. Here's just some 3 I like to call these the what do they call it, like I'll think of it later. And here's 50 health I added, just because I know that arena is a pain in the ass. So, you know, that's this little thing to, Oh, what's this? That's right, a new Arachnotron. Just an arena that's completely unused in vanilla. I added something. I meant for this to be a little callback to the tunnel sequence in Hell on Earth, but I don't know. It's not as hard, obviously, and you get the 3 rockets. Now in vanilla, there's just a health. There's an extra life here, and it's like no big fucking deal. But I added something more interesting. In this otherwise unused ledge, I added a mega armor. So that's a cool little thing. You think the extra life's the secret, but there's something else. And would you believe there's a third thing? That's right, out in the distance, another shootable switch. In a spot that you can only see if you actually go to pick up the extra life. You can't see it from the main pathway. It's a clever thing I added. So you shoot that thing out in the distance, and look at this. In the distance, a nice Croc-esque platforming sequence. You got this otherwise unused building is recontextualized into a teleport, into an out-of-bounds secret where you would ordinarily get the Crucible if you hadn't already collected it. It's just a secret. This is the super secret. Obviously not super secret now that I've had it shown it. I've added some invisible walls to this arena so you can't fall out. I even added one to the ceiling. Unfortunately, you could still see the seams in this if you like jump in certain spots. So I am going to find out how to block those areas off so you don't like look at this. This is ugly. I'm going to have to find out how to block that off. Also, if you notice, I accidentally put in the teleporter backwards, but that's a simple fix. It's easy as changing the negative values to positive. This is a little thing I didn't know. You can actually sequence break up here, add a little health bonus there. Unfortunately, it still triggers the fight, but it was a nice attempt. Now this is another fight I rebalanced slightly. You can see I added a lot of pickups here. Maybe a little too many bullets. Quite a bit, again, like I said, four cells. I'm getting to the pattern of putting 4 cells in the harder arenas. In the earlier levels, it's okay to have like maybe 2 or 3 cells, but as the levels get harder, I do want to have more cells and more rockets. This arena actually doesn't have any rockets, so you do have to use your own wits. Me trying to punch a pinky with no glory kill, glory blood punch saved up. So you're about to see the main thing I added to this arena. About to. Jeez. Yeah, like I said, I really don't like the fights in this vanilla level. You're gonna see them soon. You probably already heard it. There we have a new Dread Knight. Now, in the vanilla version of this fight, there's 2 Prowlers, but I feel like players would probably be fatigued from Prowlers after the Slayer Gate, so I changed it to one Prowler and 1 Dread Knight. Now, I feel like there's a gimmick to this arena. You've got the Prowlers teleporting behind you, and you got the Pinkies applying pressure to you. You have to shoot them from behind. There's like more Pinkies in this arena than most. So the Dread Knight adds an area of denial effect. He can actually jump rapidly between the 2 elevations. I've actually seen him jump twice in a row in some test footage I had. So yeah, it adds like a new element to the fight that wasn't already there, and in my opinion it makes it a little more interesting. I still feel like I could push this farther, maybe with an Arachnotron, but I don't want to make the arenas that much harder than the vanilla game. I want LavaMod to be about the same difficulty as vanilla. Here I'm showing off the area with the health bonus. Now I even knew you could actually go on this ledge in any playthrough, so that little health bonus is just a signpost to remind you you can actually backtrack if you miss something in the previous area. That doesn't really happen that often in New Doom. I'm going to go ahead to the next room that's otherwise empty. You know, there's nothing but a 50 health coming up. And what's this? 2 imps just waiting for you. They spawn in when you hit the crack in the wall. So, I actually didn't mean to get hit there, but, you know, it's just you use a little bit of bullets. I don't think I've pointed it out in this commentary, but I love to put like little item pickups on those benches that are otherwise unused in vanilla. I don't know why, I just have this weird obsession. Every level that has a bench, I gotta put something on top of a bench. Now, this is another arena I added something very interesting to. I'm gonna start off by taking out the hardest enemy. Just because I actually found out that the 2 Cacodemons don't spawn until 6 seconds into the fight. Right here you'll see the major change. I added a buff totem to this fight. Now, you see right there, you can see this surprise spoiled, obviously, but I figure most players will probably head to the back of the arena first, especially since that's where I put most of the ammo in this fight. So I'm just going to prolong this fight a little to show, I guess, how if you didn't stay in that one spot for long. This is just the buff totem. Unfortunately, I had to add it there, just because there were really no other places to put it, I guess. You can see I showed off the lack of the grenade weakness. It just attaches to him now. But I feel like the problem with vanilla with this fight was that I would always end up dying just because I would have to look for a little enemy to little fodder enemy to chainsaw, and they're always infinitely respawning, so I can't focus on the heavy demons. Now I figure when I have all these item pickups in the level, that makes it harder, or I mean, that makes it harder for the enemies to be a threat. So I figure in this cramped enclosed space, if you put a buff totem in, that actually makes the enemies challenging again, because instead of having to worry about chainsawing enemy because you have no ammo pickups in this goddamn level, instead you got to worry about the enemies being artificially sped up. So it just kind of evens out. There's the shell pickups I didn't pick up. For some reason I didn't pick up the 2 shell pickups in this fight. I have a lot more shells and bullets than I normally have, but because I've been finding all the secrets in this run, you know, I get privileged by the fact that I don't have to use the shells and bullets. I can save them for other things, like if I want to use the auto shotgun mod. In this arena, I added 3 secret rockets to the little ledges. I never knew you could go on these little ledges, so it's a semi-secret, just something to find if you go, like, spelunking. This is where I want to show off. I actually want... Wait, this is the other thing I want to show off. I want to have a secret there, because I found out you could actually fly there, or dash there. I thought about maybe putting a switch up there, because this just seems like a cool spot for a secret. But, you know, once I realized you could actually see the switch to the Crucible secret from here in 2 different locations, I figured it's okay not to have a secret there. But who knows? Maybe in a later build of this level I will add a portal there or something. Who knows? I don't know if I think this is where I show it off. I want to have the buff totem actually spawn in midair right here, so you'd actually have to take advantage of the monkey bars in this arena to jump up and get it. The problem is when you spawn a buff totem too high up in the air, it automatically dies. So that's pretty unfortunate. This is pretty random too. I've never had a zombie spawn here before. I've also never seen that weird slap animation he did, so I got confused and shot him twice in the head. That was the word I was thinking of, consolation. These are little consolation prize rockets. If you get the secret rockets, that's 5 rockets. If you get no secrets, that's just 2 rockets. So, I don't know. It's always nice to give the players some rockets, but not too much. Who knows? Maybe based on feedback, I'll add some more rockets to these levels. There's a little parkour health, just in a little interesting spot. Again, if you could get something, if you go someplace, I want something worthwhile. Now this area in vanilla is just a useless secret life. If you're like me, you don't like secret lives. I added 60 cells to this, but if you look to your left, a new monkey bar just popped up. That's right, once you touch that monkey bar, it triggers a new monkey bar on the far end. But you might be thinking to yourself, that's too far to get to. You can see, even with your maximum distance, you can't grab it. Now unfortunately the thing is, if you do die and respawn from there, you can just cheese it. It's kind of why I'm planning on making LavaMod have environmental deaths instant deaths, just to give them consequence. I don't know how the Ultra Nightmare players will feel about that, though. So what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to actually Gauss jump. You actually have to Gauss jump for the secret, and your reward for this hard-to-find secret is yet another BFG cell. I find it's actually justified to put BFG cells in this level if they're sufficiently hard to find. I had thought about having like a lift that takes you up to where you used to be, because I thought portals were getting cliche by this point, but I didn't know how to put it in, so there you go, just another teleporter. And what's this? In this otherwise unused gap of the level, here's some fodder. You know, the fodder exists for the point of like simple little fights where you don't do much, so there you go. Just some fodder. Behind this little shootable door, there's actually more fodder waiting. Funny enough, they actually know not to come at you, except for the blaster enemy. He gets close. In some runs he got even closer. But it's weird how like they don't react unless they can get a shot on you. I don't know. And again, another little shield guy. He just comes out where that button is just to guard it. I don't know. I thought about having a wait there so he spawns in a little later, but I don't want it to be too dickish. I don't want this to be like master level bullshit like on the Discord server. By the way, no respawning ammo, so if you somehow lose the 40 fucking bullets and 8 shells in this room, Somehow you're that stupid, you have to respawn a checkpoint. Now, this is a nice room where you get the Crucible token. I like those little armory things, so I added some powerful weapon pickups there. 80 cells for rockets. I really like the look of it, and in the far corner I added a nice big health. Just because, you know, if you didn't have a lot of fight from the Pain Elemental Skyline fight. And up here, just these little obscure ledges you probably didn't even know you could climb up. You can get some health. Originally I want to have the armor shards there, but it turns out they're not actually in this level. There's none. Now originally I wanted to have like a buffed Baron fight. I would have had a buff totem behind a gate. You would actually have to kill the buffed Baron as a mini-boss to destroy the buff totem. But then I realized this is actually a literal safe room. It's a vault. It's a literal safe room. So I figured it's okay to have no fight in this otherwise unused space just because, you know, it's a safe. It makes sense in the story. And I feel like it's justified to have a safe room if there's a major fight coming up. That's right. You probably already saw this in the thumbnail I made, but this otherwise completely unused room that is such great wasted potential is now not wasted potential. And you even look up there, the crack's not glowing anymore. What could that mean? Enemies. That's right. Now this is a very interesting arena. Even in vanilla, there's like a 50 health here. I almost wonder if they had something planned here, but they got rid of it. Stupidly got hit. You see the two bounce pads triggered just by the arena, the fight starting. Actually adds a lot of fun verticality to this fight. Jumping on this bounce pad and firing on the enemies below. This is such a great arena for a fight, and yet it's just useless in the arena, in the vanilla game. It's just a lot of this whole stretch is useless. So it starts, it's enemies spawn in like a semicircle. It starts on the far end, then the two Cacodemons spawn sort of at the sides where the balance pads are. They're still close to the back end though. And once you kill enough enemies, more enemies spawn in where, I don't know why I let that happen. That's okay, because you go down here, where there used to be the switch that activated the bounce pads, there's now an armor. And the zombies are placed down here so to let you use the meat hook. So where you started the fight, there's a bunch of Revenants and another Dread Knight. I tried experimenting with like a Pinky there, but I found he didn't traverse this little arena so good. The whole gimmick of this fight is meant to be Area of Denial. You got the Dread Knights, you got the Cybermancubi. Both enemies have like the area of effect splash damage, and you got the two carcasses that, and most of my test runs actually were pretty good at blocking your shots and denying you from glory killing. You got the Revenants homing you from the platform you're on. I want to have some fodder in this fight too. The problem is the AI is very specific in this arena. I noticed that they're very particular in the fact that most enemy types will just run out into the main circle. I had to find some enemy types that were actually willing to stay back. So Cybermancubi stay back as snipers, Revenants stay as snipers, and the Carcasses tend to do a pretty good job at staying away from the player. The Dread Knights are there to serve as the pressure. I don't know, if I push this even farther, I could even make this a Doom Hunter fight. I feel like that would be a good spot for one. But, I don't know, this is not a master level, and I liked my Area of Denial's idea better. There's 2 rockets in the secret. It's actually accessible from the main arena, so if you want more rockets for this fight, you can get them. I actually had a lot of trouble balancing the ammo in this fight. Not only did I have to remove at least 1 shell pickup and 1 bullet pickup each, oh, by the way, yeah, I moved the switch way below the level coordinates and set a dormancy so it doesn't appear. So, you know, in case a future update ever fucks with things. Oh yeah, you can see I actually added that back in. Now, I didn't comment on this earlier. They don't have sound effects by default. They're actually tied to the spectacle camera. So what I had to do was actually create a custom sound entity, and I had to have like a custom sound play where the item would normally spawn, and I usually had to add a delay to them so the sounds would play at the right time. I don't know, just a little bit of ingenuity. There is no clipping on that thing by default until it lands, though, so it is kind of glitchy. And I did have to make it spawn after the fight, just because you could have the enemies get trapped down there. I think I talked about this in the Blood Swamps Let's Play video, but I don't like cracks that activate themselves. I guess I'm a hypocrite now, but you know, there's not really much I could do. Now, this is another little fight. This is like, I guess, the third part of the vault, the throne room, and this part. The shield guys are actually supposed to block the way to the Praetor Suit token. Just a little obstacle in an otherwise empty room in vanilla. Not sure why this whole level's filled with empty fucking rooms. Just a long stretch of no enemies. And down here, there's like little 4 rockets. Just a little parkour secret. I don't know, just something to do. Just something to contextualize these otherwise unused things. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to no clip here because I always fuck this secret up. It is very hard to get to. But in this secret, well, it looks like 3 cells, but there's actually 4 cell pickups. I screwed up the placement on one of the coordinates, but that's actually 80 cells from one secret because I figured it's such a hard to find secret. If you know where it is, you're rewarded. This I think 80 cells is about 5 chances to use the ballista. That's how I've been balancing it. 16 shells is, I think, 8. Yeah, usually you get 24 shells in arena. That's 12 chances to use the super shotgun. You should get between 5 and 6 chances to use the ballista, and about 4 or 5 chances to the rocket. I'm not a big fan of this arena either. I don't know, these 2 like identical arenas with different enemy placements. I always thought these were just really boring arenas. Like I said, Nabad has probably some of the worst arenas in the game just because they're so boring. I don't know. Now this is another arena I was talking about where like the zombies spawn like infinitely. You can see like as soon as I kill these zombies, more will spawn in. Even though I set them not to spawn, I don't know why they're doing this. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of these fight. I did add some nice goodies down there if you saw that. I don't know, and just more Prowler and Whiplash spam. I could probably add something more interesting in this fight, I don't know. Now, I'm going to show you something a little interesting though. I'm going to go into no clip just to make sure I don't get the pickup. Now, originally in vanilla there was a bullet and the bullets and shells at the end of that hallway, but I've actually moved them into this arena, so they actually come in handy during this fight. It just seems so stupid why you'd have the ammo at the far end of the arena where they're otherwise not really that useful. And before you say it's for shooting that switch, I need to remind you there actually is a switch down there. I mean, there's a bullet pickup down there. By the way, right here, I'm showing this off. Just pretend there's a mastery token there, okay? But yeah, there's a bullet pickup down there. I don't know, so I don't know why... You can see immersive water falling down. But what's this? A Cacodemon spawns in. So what's otherwise yet another unused arena, I found something to do with. And an Arachnotron spawns in right behind you, too. Now, he doesn't spawn in immediately, but once you do enough damage to the Cacodemon, he does spawn in. I do feel like it's cheap to have Cacodemons spawn in, you know, I mean, I think it's cheap to have enemies spawn in behind you, especially in a narrow hallway like that. So I did add something to make it less bullshit. It works out pretty well. I tried several different enemies. I tried a Mancubi, Prowler, Hell Knight, but I don't know why I did that. Makes time to talk though. But I found that the Arachnotron kind of works the best on that staircase. In a master level, you could probably push that way farther, but like I said, like earlier, I don't want to have like id Software pacing where it's like a million fucking heavies in one level. I think having like smaller fights in between larger fights is the way to go. Just something to do, you know. I think the counterpoint to Nabad is the Arc Complex. That's one of my favorite levels in the games, and I had a lot of fun rebalancing that one. I actually added more enemies to that main purple goo part, just because there's way too many shells there in vanilla. It's actually one of the rare moments I had to add more enemies instead of adding more ammo. I actually had to completely reduce some of the fights in Doom Hunter base just because there's so much fucking ammo in that level. And unlike the other part of this fight, I actually added shells down there just because I figured you might be running low because of the one super heavy and the Dread Knight. Here we got the main power core, as it's called I think in the files. I added this is where the mastery token would have been, and I added like 50 armor and 50 health just for the upcoming thing. I used to have 2 cells on each side too, but I realized they were a bit superfluous. And but I did add a nice little secret here. Instead of collecting the thing, if you go back here, right on the very edge is a rocket. So again, you're rewarded. It's an obscure spot, and you're rewarded if you find it. So this arena, you can see I added a shit ton of ammo too. I probably didn't need to, The reasoning for this was that I want this game to be beatable without using a super weapon once. This is not a stress test, so I did use super weapons. But even though this is the main tutorial arena for the otherwise unused Crucible in this game, I did want it to be completable because it actually is possible to waste all the Crucible charges on just fodder enemies and be able to get screwed. So if you can't chainsaw enemies for ammo, I did want to have like a backup. The other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to add a boss fight to this arena, because this arena is actually really cool and it's otherwise not really used in vanilla. So I want to find out how to put a boss in this arena. Originally, there's a secret boss in the master level for Doom Hunter called the Gold Doom Hunter. I wanted to put a Gold Doom Hunter, like, to contextualize him in the main campaign, but so far I don't think it's possible to put a Doom Hunter. I wanted to make him, like, invincible to the Crucible. I don't know. I feel like this is such a great arena for something cool to happen, but it's like, otherwise, just, you know, here's some Crucible ammo, have fun. I mean, it is really well designed. There's a lot of cool stuff to do. This is actually the best arena in the level compared to some of the junky, flat, boring ones that are just rectangles, like a 1994 Doom P-Wad. I actually did have to remove a lot of ammo from this fight. I think in those little alcoves where you see the 4 cells, I used to have 5 cells on each side. I think I had to remove 2 rockets. I had to remove 2 shells. I think 3 bullets. But overall, I wanted to have like a nice layout. Like I said, like, again, the whole skate park analogy, you can, another reason I did this is because I think in theory the Archvile can spawn enemies here. I don't think I've ever actually seen, in playtest runs, seen him spawn enemies. So if you did run out of Crucible charges and he spawned a bunch of enemies, there has to be enough ammo that you can kill whatever he spawns. And unfortunately, I think I do spam I spam a BFG here. It's a bit unfortunate, but I didn't feel like replaying this arena. I think in the earlier takes that I scrapped, I did like die 8 times in the Slayer Gate, because I started with like 25 health and no armor, because I got screwed over by that Cybermancubi in the vertical arena, the drained sewer arena. So this is the last secret in the level I want to show off. Right up here, there's a parkour secret. You get another BFG cell. I mean, it's pretty useless because you get all the Crucible charges, but I don't know. It's just a cool place you can go to. You deserve something cool to get if you get there. In Vanilla Doom Eternal, there's only 2 BFG cells in this entire level. Now there's 5, but 3 of them are secret. So if you want to use the BFG, you got to work for it. You know, you get out of Doom Eternal what you put in, or rather, you get out of the LavaMod what you put in. Now right here, I'm using the fast travel. Oh shit. The funny thing is, I was doing this to see if that. The rad suit I picked up would have respawned. Unfortunately, I can see in this footage it didn't respawn. So I am going to have to work on the respawn variables. It's actually measured in milliseconds, so I think I had to put like 120 million milliseconds. I used like a little calculator in DuckDuckGo to figure out 20 minutes into milliseconds. I might have to change that to 10 minutes or something. I don't know. That is a bit unfortunate. You can see the other rad suit didn't refill either. I don't know. There's not really much else I can say. Thanks for watching.